Hi, first graders. Welcome back. I'm excited to be back for another day of learning. So, yesterday we talked about long vowel sounds in a word. Today we're also going to talk about long vowel sounds, but we're just going to focus on the letter I. So, we're going to look at words that have a long I sound where they say the name I and they're spelled with IGH. So let's look at some words. So it's the long vowel I spelled IGH. Let's look at some examples. So we have I. Whenever we see IGH, we say long I. So I. We get high. Can you say that with me? High. And this is the high like above you or above something. Okay, our next word. I, t. What do you get? Tight. Very good. Say that with me. Tight. All right, here we have I, t. What do we get? Bright. Bright. Say that one with me. Bright. And then here we have a word with the sound like yesterday. Our first syllable, we have D, L, I, T. Delight. So we have a long vowel in the first syllable. Delight. Say that one with me. Delight. Very good. So those are some examples. And when we see IGH, we say a long I sound. Very good. So before we get to our decodable, we're going to look at some of the sight words that we will see in this story today. So let me get to sight words. All right, those sight words we're going to look at today are come, good, and because. So let's look at our first word, come. C-O-M-E, come. Can you spell that one with me? C-O-M-E, come. Good. Okay, take a look at that word and how it's spelled. Our next screen, they're going to be scrambled. How are we going to spell come? Can you unscramble those words and either write it on a piece of paper, dry erase board, or tell somebody the correct spelling of come? All right, let's check. C-O-M-E, right, come. Okay, let's look at our next sight word, good. Let's spell that one together. G-O-O-D, good. Okay, so look at how that's spelled. And let's look at the scrambled letters. How are we going to spell that one correctly? Do you remember? Good. All right, write it down or tell someone the correct spelling, and let's check. Good. G-O-O-D. Awesome. All right, our last one is a long one. Because. There's our B, long E in there. Because. Let's spell that one together. B-E-C-A-U-S-E. Because. All right, let's look at this one here. How do we spell that one? That one's a tougher one. Because. All right, try it and we'll check it. Good. B-E-C-A-U-S-E. Because. Very good. All right, so we're going to look for those sight words and we're going to look for our IGH words today in our story. So we're going to go to our story, and this one is a little different than the others. It is a poem. It's not very long today. So a poem is, we're going to see a lot of rhyming words in this one. So this is called Good Bats. So there's good right there in the title. And this is written by Susan Blackaby and illustrated by Meg McLean. Okay, so this is our poem, Good Bats. So we have these 2 pages. So let's get started. Good Bats. When the sun sets in the west, bats get up from their hanging rest to hunt for moths and other insects. Their bug hunt is a nightly quest. Clouds of bats come out at night. They flip and zip and dip in flight. Up and over, up and back. What went by? A trick to track? Other hunters just use sight, but bats use high peeping in their flight. It's the peep's echo that helps bats steer as they flit and zip from there to here. It has been said that bats just might come hunt for you, but that's not right, because bats hunt every bug in sight. Good bats help you every night. Okay, so that is our story for today, a poem that gives us some information about bats. So we have a lot of rhyming words here at the end of our poem. Let's look to see where our sight words are here. So our first one is in paragraph 2. We have come, C-O-M-E. Clouds of bats come out at night. Good. And then we have good. And actually we have come, because, and good all in this last stanza as well. So we have good bats help you every night. And we have because bats hunt bugs, every bug in sight. Okay, so those are our sight words we talked about. Let's look at some examples of IGH words. Here's n-ite, night. Here is fl-ite, flight. We have s-ite, sight. See, and then we have might, m-ite, right, ite, and we've got sight and night. All of these words are long I with IGH and then a T at the end, so they're all rhyming words at the end. Very good. Okay, so let's go over some of the homework pages. And we're not going to focus on all of them. We're just going to look at the first few. Again, if you've printed them out and you would like to do that, that is great, but you do not have to print them out. You can write it on a blank piece of paper looking at the screen, or you can tell somebody as well. So our first one that we have here is a word sort, and it says sort the words by the sound that the vowel makes. Does the word have a short I sound like itch, or a long I sound like ice cream? And these are the words to work from. So this first picture here is a dog itching or scratching because he has an itch. So I think that's a hard thing to draw. on your own paper if you have it. And of course, this one is ice cream. So what I did, and I will show you more when I take the screen away, but I just put on a piece of paper at the top, short I, and I wrote the word itch. And then I said long I, and I wrote the word ice to help. And I will come back and look at those when I have, when I get the screen without the paper as well. So that is one of the pages, word sort. Then another one we have is the sound boxes here. So the sound boxes we're going to go over as well. And then you can also, if you want, do the read and think. It's got 2 stanzas of the poem and some questions that you can go back to the story and find. Okay, so I want to come back and I want to show you some examples where you can see a little better what I'm doing. Okay, so the first one is the sort. So what I did is I just wrote out short I and I wrote the word itch. And then I wrote over here, I drew a line in the middle and I put long I and I wrote the word ice for ice cream. And then I looked at the row of words and the first word was trick, short I. So that's going to go over here, T-R-I-C-K. I put that in this column. The next word on that list was high, I, long I with this I-G-H. So I put high over here, H-I-G-H. So you're going to go through those words and you're going to decide if it's a short I sound or a long I sound. All right, and the other one were the sight boxes. And I want to show you that. Here's what I did. I just drew some boxes. And you're going to notice that these have more letters than there are boxes. And that's because IGH are going to make one sound together. So let's look at the first word, light, light. How many sounds do you hear? L-I-T, 3 sounds. So let's look at how we're going to write this. L here, I is spelled I-G-H. So 3 letters are going to go in this one box and then T at the end. And we don't need the last box. You won't need every box for every word. So L-I-T, 3 sounds with that one. All right, let's look at this one. N-I-T, night. Okay, so let's put that one in the sound box. You have N, I is spelled I-G-H, and then T at the end, night. And again, you don't need this one here. Our last one has a blend in the front. Flight, flight. Let's see how many sounds we hear here. Flight, 4. 4 sounds. So we are going to use every box here. So F goes there, L here, second, and then I-G-H, and then T at the end. So that's what your sound box is going to look like. Okay, so we are finished for today. I hope you had a great time. You did a great job. If you want to come back and read the story, those rhyming words might help you with more fluency in reading it. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.